Chapter 1. The voice of the forest called to me. They harm the children. I stood on a branch as wide as my cottage, head tilted back to peer into a bright upper canopy. Children? What children? Thick moss lay under my feet in an emerald carpet, washed with shoots of electric green. Curlicue vines supported a rainbow of differently colored flowers, the tiny buds as small as pebbles. A thin vine grew, looped around my ankle. The tree spoke again. They harm the children. My heart leapt back to life. Letum Wood rarely spoke with a single determined voice. Hundreds or thousands of trees frequently whispered in looped refrains, perfectly synced. Rarely did the forest individuate. Who? The ill-fated. Demigods? A low keen answered. Unexpected magic surged into my feet, shoved me into pressure and darkness. A transportation spell. A blink later, I stood in a different part of the forest. Letum Wood moved me with magic again. An equally high branch overlooking rolling plains ahead supported me. A dirt road cut through waist-high grasses, 100 paces away, to form a boundary. This had to be the edge of Letum Wood, near the Eastern Network. I visited here when I worked with Martin as the ambassador's assistant years ago. The sound of a pompous voice prompted a fast invisibility spell. Witches are terrible, terrible creatures. I grabbed a vine, swung to a different branch of the tree with a better vantage over the road. A line of children stood on a dirt track, squinting against the vivid sunlight. Hiccuping sobs broke from the youngest. The oldest glared in stony silence. Each child stood with their hands behind their back, probably tied that way. Mongrel demigods, I muttered. 4 adult demigods, recognizable by their general larger-than-life presence, positioned themselves at alternating angles around the children, a clear tactical formation meant to keep the kids from scattering. Beyond them stood a schoolhouse. The door was flung open, creaking on loose hinges. No teacher? I slipped Vivite from her sheath, comforted by the warmth of her blade. The volare slid free of its cylindrical carrying case on my back and hovered expectantly behind me. Eager magic flowed from both of them. I canvassed the scene one last time, stepped onto the volare, and sank to the earth. On the ground, I crouched behind a trunk, which proved to be unnecessary as the demigods weren't paying attention anyway, nor could they detect goddess magic. The volare shrank to half its size while it hovered above the forest floor, understanding my intent and anticipating what I wanted. As I crept out of Letum Wood, grasses parted ahead of me. Bushes crawled out of the way. I advanced in silence. The pretentious male voice from before became more sonorous as I approached. You are also terrible, terrible children. A spry demigod with flaxen hair on a too large head waggled a finger. His skinny neck, thin arms, gave him a gaunt appearance. His shoulders shook as he spoke. Light hairs sprouted from a split in his shirt past his collarbone and led my gaze right to an amulet. A gaudy oval, apricot in color, rimmed with cherry-colored edges and a yellow sun center. Such an amulet belonged to Ignis, god of fire. But that couldn't be right. Ignis wouldn't send his children here. He fought on the side of witches, not his ill-reputed brothers Ventus and Tontes. Witches have no redeeming qualities. None at all. Fortunately, we are here to help you with that. A bloodied body lay on the ground. Female, with dark blood staining her nose and chin. The youngest children stood nearest her, a girl and a boy, probably no older than 5. She'd attempted to protect them, no doubt. Both trembled. One cried quietly, lips puckered into a frown, nose running. Tears streaked the cheeks of the other. 2 of the older boys, around 12, glared at the demigods with locked jaws. Good. Their indignation might help us later. Rage was a mighty power when used correctly. From a distance of 30 paces back, I circled the group, studying the demigods. 2 of the 4 gazed into the forest and down the road every 10 to 15 seconds. The third focused on the children as the wiry demigod spewed more drivel. Only one amulet was apparent.